The frequency that you're tuned to determines the quality of your life and every single outcome that takes place in your life, literally. For example, the only reason that you can perceive of this video coming into your reality today is because you are tuned to its frequency. Somebody else might see this video pop up on their feed or have it go by, but they won't even notice it. They won't even be pulled to it because it is not in alignment with the frequency they are tuned to. Now, your relationships in your life, the quality of those relationships, the way they play out, all determined by the frequency you're focused on, okay? The success, your finances, and even deeper things like the amount of joy you experience in your life, the amount of peace, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, it is all determined by the frequency you are tuned to. Now, I know you most likely know what I mean by these words I'm using. I'm gonna explain it for a moment because I have a really big feeling in my heart that this video is meant to reach somebody who has not heard about frequency yet, and so they might be confused. So let me explain this. Frequency. Your radio stations in your car, for example, let's say you're tuned to channel 98, and you're listening to the music on that station. That is your reality. That is the song you are hearing. But there's all these other channels that exist. And there are alternate realities you could imagine right now where you change the channel to a different song, a different station, right? So your entire life right now, think of it as literally like a song that's playing. It's like an orchestration, a sort of music, and it is based on what you've been tuned to up to this point. So your entire life, all of it, everything that's happened in your past that's led you to this moment right now, it has always been about what are you tuned to. Tuning is really about focus. What are you focused on? What are you choosing to give your attention to, right? A lot of people are tuned to the frequency of things they don't like. So they experience more and more of what they do not like. The outcomes in their life are always ripe with things they do not like. Whereas somebody else who theoretically could be living the exact same situation, the exact same things happening in their life, same person, right? Two alternate realities. This person chooses to be tuned to the things that they appreciate. So when they're out on a hike, for example, they're focused on how beautiful it feels to be out here and the sun on their face and the beautiful view. But that other person who's tuned to disappointment, for example, their outcome on this hike is going to be completely different, right? They won't even actually be present for the hike. The whole time they'll be thinking about annoying things going on in their life and what they need to do to fix it or what so-and-so said at work. And you see what I'm saying? So this is what tuning is about. It's about focus. Now, when I say that your entire life is determined by frequency, I really mean it, okay? Because when you are tuned to specific channels of energy, which vary, they vary greatly. There's a lot of different places you could be tuned to. That changes what you receive from life. And what you receive from life, life always gives you more of it. That is unconditional fact of life, okay? This is why the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. You ever heard statements like this? It's because of their consciousness. But deeper within that consciousness, it's the frequency they're tuned to. Somebody experiencing poverty could easily, if they wanted to, decide to tune to the frequency of success and abundance, and they would immediately start drawing into their reality videos of successful people who are coaching and saying, hey, these are some things that you should do, right? They'll start bumping into more successful people. They're going to start feeling more inspiration in their life to make changes, and then they'll actually make those changes, and soon they will be experiencing abundance. Okay, so no matter who you are, no matter where you are in the world or what is going on in your life and what you've experienced up to this point, experiencing change in your life is as simple as reaching out in your car and tuning to a different channel, period. You don't have to listen to the hardcore metal station anymore if you don't want to. You don't have to listen to the love song station anymore if you don't want to. It's all up to you. When you experience some kind of situation in your life, any kind of situation, let's say an argument with somebody at the grocery store. I don't know where I got that from. It's the example that came to me. I don't know why. Let's say that happened. Well, understand that that person you got in an argument with is actually not separate from yourself. The only reason that argument is able to happen is because you and that other person are tuned to the exact same platform of energy. You're listening to the same radio station. The radio station that encourages negativity and anger and arguments. And both of you are vibing with so much of that energy in your field that when you meet face to face in person, it's like an explosion goes off. It's like this energetic, unconscious often recognition like, hey, I'm ready to argue. I've been vibing and I'm ready to argue all day. Oh, I'm ready to argue too. And you meet up and then you play out these roles for each other. You ever wondered why the same exact things happen in your relationships over and over again? Or why the same stuff happens with money in your life over and over again? Or why the same feelings happen within yourself over and over again? It's not because that's who you are. That's the mistake most people make. They identify with it. That's not why it's happening. It's not because it's who you are. It's because that's what you're tuned to. And so you keep recreating over and over again the same unconscious energy patterns and cycles in your life. You need to shake yourself free of that. You need to kind of loosen your identification with these things and realize you are not the music that is playing. You are the one who has been tuned to that station. That's who you are. You are not the song that's playing. You are not the things that are happening in your life. That's just the song that's playing because of who you really are is tuned to frequency-wise. Is this making sense to you? If you have questions about this, let me know. I can make more videos on this topic and dive in deeper with your guys' questions. So just let me know. I'm open to making more about this conversation. The channel name is Vibes and Frequencies. We're ready for this. We were born for this, baby. It's all about frequency, everything. So if you want to shift frequency, then you need to stop playing the station that you've been playing over and over again. So what does that mean? Let's say that you're tuned to the frequency of you notice all the things that you don't like about life. This is one that should hit home with a lot of my friends out there, at least having had known somebody that's like this or having had been this way in your past, where you are so used to noticing all the things that you dislike that you tune greater and greater to the reality of dislike. And so everywhere you go, there's going to be more and more and more things that you dislike. It is literally that you are living in an unconditionally supportive reality that is energy-based. I hope this is not the first time you're hearing this, but if it is, welcome. Welcome home. You are a multi-dimensional, eternal being of pure divine love and bliss, and you are so powerful that you have manifested here and you are having a human experience. Okay, a lot of people think that they're having a spiritual experience right now. No, you are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being who is having a human experience. Do you see the difference? This is who you really are. This is the greater you, so to speak. So what we need to do to shake ourselves loose of the frequency that's been playing out in our lives is realize that your entire life is always responding to you. The frequency that you are tuned to, the vibration that you are emanating. Life is literally like a mirror. Life is literally like a mirror. Now, if you don't like what's happening in your life and you're yelling at life, why are you doing all this horrible stuff? Why does nothing ever get better in my life? That is the same thing as standing in front of a mirror, seeing that your reflection is angry and yelling at the mirror to get it to change. Stop being angry. I hate that you're always angry. I'm angry about being angry. All you get in that mirror reflection is more of you being angry. Do you see how actually simple this is? Right? If you want to see your reflection in the mirror change, if you want to see your reality change, you have to change first. Now, I'm not talking about superficial changes like you need to go get a six-pack at the gym. Or you need to make more money or achieve something that people will actually notice you for, or you need to run 300 miles faster than anybody in the world ever has. These are superficial changes that will do nothing. There is only one place that change takes place where you will actually yield a greater result of joy and success and abundance in your life, and these are changes that happen within. Okay, so instead of trying to change the reflection, You must change yourself. But again, not changing your hair, you know, not changing the clothes you wear, making a real differentiation between yourself. You make a new distinction. You make a shift in the way that you start seeing the world around you. So start seeing the world in this way, where instead of just getting caught up in these unconscious patterns, where you're like in all this negativity or things are just continuously happening a certain way, the difference is not to ignore things that are happening in your life. This is what some people teach, and I really disagree with it because it doesn't work and it's just going to confuse you. Don't ignore or pretend like things are happening in your life that aren't, right? Like you don't just walk around, plug your ears, close your eyes and go, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. It's not going to do anything, okay? Don't ignore the financial situation you're in, for example, right? What we want to do is be present right now and begin tuning our focus to essentially our pathway out of where we might currently be experiencing certain detriments in our life, right? So we don't plug our ears and go, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. We open our heart to the fact that we know that we are powerful enough to change our situation. Do you see that shift? You're shifting from feeling like you can't do anything to now you're shifting to, I feel like I can do something. And then you keep tuning to higher and higher frequencies. It's like steps. Fake it to make it does not work. Because remember, life is a mirror. So if you put a blindfold on and put your fingers in your ear, is the reflection going to be reflecting back a person who's like covered in $1 million? This is a weird example, I know. I'm rolling with it. Or is the mirror going to show somebody who is being ignorant to reality and pretending, and they're just someone who's living in their imagination? Okay? Do not leave reality. Don't dip out and go live in some fake fantasy land in your mind because it makes you feel safer and more comfortable. I see a lot of people doing this, and I've been there. I know it's tempting to just cover your eyes and go into fantasy land and bury yourself in all these fantastic stories and believe that some big shift is going to happen in the world that changes everything and everybody's going to be happy and everything's going to be working out. You have to be that change. You have to make that shift from within. You have to tune to that frequency within yourself. And you can't just adopt a state of inaction. You have to tune to that frequency and allow it to translate through you into your life. So don't just sit there and do nothing, right? Tuning and changing frequencies, it's about engaging with content that resonates with where you want to be in your life. So like if you're here listening to these videos, I know that you're an extremely powerful and awake being, and that you are going to greater and greater lengths in your life, greater and greater transformations taking place. You're already awake. You're already conscious. If you are consuming the content that I make, that tells me a lot about you. It tells me that you're destined for greatness because I know what I'm destined for, because I know what I'm focused on, and I know I'm unstoppable. So the only way that you and I could be here having this conversation is if you are tuned to that same channel of energy. So I got news for you. You're unstoppable, dude. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you look like, you're unstoppable. There is nothing that can shake the power of your focus. That is what frequency is about. You lock in. You lock in on that reality. You feel that energy flowing to you, and you begin to allow the things that are now popping up in your reality, the new synchronicity, the new conversations, you allow all these things to continue lifting you up to higher and higher places where higher and higher things will come. And it is never ending because there is no end to the incredibleness that you are, right? There's no peak and then a downhill in your life. It is all more and more and more and more coming to you, because that's just how incredible you are. Remember, you're an eternal multidimensional being. There is no end to who you really are. You just keep going. So don't be afraid to tune to some new stations in your life. Don't be afraid to decide to stop going to that pity party you throw sometimes about, oh, woe is me, and all these things that are happening in your life that you wish weren't. Don't throw those pity parties anymore. Instead, throw a responsibility party, throw a empowered party, throw a I can make a change in my life party. And the only way that you're really gonna shift frequencies and therefore experience different outcomes in your life is if you decide right now that you care enough about yourself and your life and your future, so to speak, to actually make that shift right now. Because the truth is that a lot of people want things to get better in their life, but they don't care enough to actually be that change. They don't care enough to start making new decisions. You know, for me, I care enough, I make a decision, I eat extremely clean. I don't consume garbage content. I don't consume garbage music. I don't imprint affirmations in myself of negativity. I don't allow people who are focused on negativity to penetrate my field and affect me. Okay, so you make decisions in your life and you show up every day as that version of you and watch how that frequency affects reality. Literally everyone and everything responds to you differently when you lock in on what really matters to you. So my last note to you about frequency determining everything in your life is, before you do this, before you lock into a frequency, ask yourself, what do you really want? What really matters to your soul? Who are you really? What really inspires you? Because so many people determine a new frequency in their life because they want more money or more admiration or success or romance. And I'm not saying you can't have these things. I'm just saying, is that really what will bring you joy and fulfillment in your life? Because maybe there is something that will bring you true joy and fulfillment, and maybe that true joy and fulfillment you feel will be such a powerful magnetic energy that wealth and loving relationships and all that other stuff will be magnetically drawn to you. So just ask yourself, what do I really want within? And you'll never regret asking that question, by the way, because it's kind of a waste of time to spend years and years trying to manifest somebody else's goal or what society tells you you should want. You should go for what you want. You should go for who you are and just cut out that other nonsense. It's just a waste of time in the grand scheme of things. So thanks. Much love to you. Remember, frequency determines all outcomes in your life. If you want to investigate more content demonstrating other frequencies of abundance, manifestations, I got a lot of topics I cover, my friend. And you can learn about that by just visiting my homepage, by clicking my face, seeing those playlists. So catch you in the next video, I hope. See you there.